Some people can easily learn a second language. I don't know a single one, but that's what I heard. In my case, it has taken me about 35 years, and I'm still counting. My earliest memory of learning English comes from when I was 7 years old. I was the youngest at my Saturday classroom at the Colombo Americano, and I felt smarter than the rest because all the grown-ups said, "Qué niña tan inteligente, what a smart girl." And they wouldn't lie to me, right? Of course they did. Well, for the next decade, I remained the youngest in most English classrooms. Why? Because my father was obsessed with me learning English. It was the language of the future. Otherwise, why was the US taking over the world? So, what a surprise it was for me to land in the US. It was very surprising because, first of all, I never liked English. Yeah. First of all, it didn't sound as romantic as "Parlez-vous français, madame?" or as fun as "Portuguese." And it was not the language of the authors I loved. So definitely it was such a surprise to land in the US. When I came here to do a master's in storytelling in 2012, the TOEFL, which is the test of English as a foreign language, assured me and the school that my English was proficient. But people's faces said otherwise. By the way, I came to Johnson City, Tennessee. So that's where the master's in storytelling is. So people's faces were like, what is she saying? In the first couple of months, pretty much the first 3 months, I didn't dare to leave campus because every time I encountered a native Tennessean, I was clueless. I couldn't understand what they were saying, and they didn't understand me back. My brain was overwhelmed trying to understand this strange language of mad gestures, frustrations, ain'ts, and these damn Mexicans. But I'm Colombian. Same thing, darling. Well, not really, but I take the darling, so bless my heart, I guess. So what I did at the time is that I forced myself to watch a lot of TV shows. Game of Thrones, Big Bang Theory, Friends, in English with subtitles, and then again in English with no subtitles, but the Tennessean English remained elusive to me. What was I thinking? A friend said, "Carolina, you got to think like a native." So you mean think like those Americans that feel the world revolves around them? I can do that. I'm an only child. It didn't work. So I kept all my Spanish interactions to a minimum because I needed to absorb the culture and the language. But behind doors, I would listen to música en español because the English music did not speak of home. I remember a friend warning me to be very careful when pronouncing the word Focus, so it wouldn't sound like because the Spanish O is short and flat, whereas the English O is round and long. And also, I didn't get the memo that centuries ago, when the European immigrants were crossing the Atlantic Ocean, for some reason, they threw the letter T off the boat and, turn T's into R's like a new ability. And my T's and R's were strong, sharp, and hard. And some people didn't like that. Well, one of the most embarrassing yet joyful experiences of this English journey happened at my wedding. I married a Tennessean. I know, I like challenges. So we had a private ceremony. The judge, the lady judge, my beloved, and I. And the main reason was because once we announced our engagement, both families in Colombia and here in the US, they were starting like, you gotta do this, blah, 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 and then you have to add this, and the table, and the music, and blah, blah, blah. And then I was turning into Bridezilla. And just keep it simple. Also, my beloved doesn't like the spotlight, so this was perfect. We married at a small park in Johnson City, Tennessee. The lady judge told us that the ceremony would take about 10 minutes. And we were like, yes, we're going to Dollywood. The perfect place to have a honeymoon if you're a social worker and a storyteller. Yeah, we were poor. So the lady judge told my beloved to repeat after her. Like this. I, Spencer Jordan Stoltz, take you as my lawful wife to have and to hold, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, as long as we both shall live. Blah, 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 blah. Now it was my turn to repeat after the judge. I, Carolina Quiroga, take you, Spencer Jordan Stoltz, as my husband, to have and to hold from this day. Howard? Who's Howard? Oh, shoot, I don't understand her accent. Pay attention, Carolina, focus. No, focus. Okay, breathe. Keep going. For richer, for poorer, we're already poor, lady. You don't have to rub it in our faces. Oh, pay attention, Carolina, I am. But this is what I get for not having a Catholic wedding, is spending money and inviting people. Ay, por Dios. And this wasn't even the worst part. Here it comes. As long as we both Shalif? What is Shalif? I've been in this country for 2 years and still don't know what Shalif means? I know. Oh, no. The tears are coming. No. Oh, I want to run and hide and start this all over again with a cheat sheet. No, cheat. Mm-hmm. Well, it was a mess. I still don't know if a marriage is legal, so please don't report me. Because between her Tennessean accent, my low English self-esteem, and the natural nerves of such a life-changing decision, I vomited everything she asked me to say, as obedient as I could. But I didn't understand half of it. We just celebrated 2 weeks ago our 10th anniversary. Thank you. And I'm just starting to understand what she said. Yeah. Well, in the meantime, my beloved, when all this is happening, he's thinking, oh no, she got cold feet. That whole thing of as long as we both shall live is too long for her. The lady judge said, oh, this is so beautiful. I never seen this before. Your bride is so moved. So there's a story around East Tennessee about a bride that cried through the vows because she was so in love. And we're going to keep it like that. So, shh. For all this time, my brain remained traumatized. As a storyteller, I have worked really hard to, rehearse stories and conversations, because I'm very afraid that if I start improvising, all of a sudden I might just start speaking Spanish or butchering the English language, and someone in the audience will say, "Go back to your country." That stuff happens. So there's a lot of stake. It was only until recently that I started losing the tight grip I had on my tongue, and it happened because I met this Mexican-American elder in Omaha, Nebraska, Jose Garcia. And he weaves so beautifully words like, órale, pues sí, gracias, escuincle. So beautiful into English that when he talks, people float around him spellbound. He was not afraid of bringing his ancestors' language into the mix. And when I saw that, I thought, that's how I want to feel. That's how I want to talk. De aquí, de allá, from here and there. I don't want to assimilate. I don't want to lose my accent, my culture, but I do want to blend un poquito. Así que si me escuchan por ahí, if you hear me somewhere hablando español, speaking Spanish, no te asustes. Don't be afraid. And don't get mad. No te enojes. Porque esta soy yo. This is who I am. De ahora en adelante. From here and on. And since languages are constantly evolving, these days faster than ever, there's a slight chance that in a couple of decades, you'll be talking like me. So, how's your Spanglish coming along? Thank you, guys.